Well, it's 10 weeks in, and I'm still doing it every week. That's not motivation, that's discipline. Welcome back to the Scale Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. It's episode 10 of What's on the Bench Weekly. If you're not familiar with What's on the Bench Weekly, it's where you get an insider look into all of the things that I've got going on in this super small workshop that gets a little bit hot when the computer's running, I gotta say. It is a really excellent way for me to share all of my work in progress on a bunch of different projects, because there's always something going on here, whether it's a new truck to review or something to modify or scratch building or making something or weathering something. There's always something happening on What's on the Bench. So to make sure you're not missing any, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the notification bell so you get updates anytime there's a new video from the Scale Builders Guild. Okay, let's get into it, because there's a few things to cover. A lot of one thing and then a few tiny bits and pieces on other things. First thing on the bench this week, the CUCV, or CUCV, as it's more commonly known as. There's been some progress made. Some things have happened, and it may not look like much, but I did a whole other pass on body work. Yes, the 3D printed bed from Mod 19, or Rex Racer as he's sometimes known, has gotten a whole other pass of Bondo filler, sanding, new primer. It's, I think, probably done. And I think it's as good as I'm going to want it to be for a truck of this age. I'm not going to do a ton of weathering once this project is finished, but it is going to be weathered for its age, I do believe. And pretty happy with how smooth it's turning out. You will notice there are no more gas caps whatsoever. I've actually modeled up a new one in Fusion 360, because this model of CUCV, the Canadian version, had dual gas tanks. So there's going to be one on this side and one on the other. And they are a different shape. They're not a square door. They're actually like a twist-off cap that's flush with the actual body of the bed. So that's something that needs to be printed on the resin printer. I will get to that shortly. Another small detail, but in terms of major body work, this is ready to go. It's, you know, nearly there. So many more things to do. You'll also notice these are the Boom Racing Road Tracker tires and wheels from the BRX02. And I actually think these are the exact right width and height for the style of truck that I'm going for. I think they look fantastic on here. Nice match to the wheelbase too, I might add. The thing is, this would not be a 5-bolt in any way, shape, or form. It would be, I think, an 8-bolt on this CUCV. So not pure accurate wheel, but certainly a good looking tire for this build. It's the right amount of height, I think, to make it seem sort of scale accurate. How about, where's a me? Here I am. Nope, that guy's not the right scale. Where is another man? I don't have a driver handy. Why don't I have a driver handy? Usually I have tons of drivers just waiting for me to pick one up. Where's Keith when you need him? I'll even accept a cutter. Under the hood, there's been a couple of changes. I had to take the air filter off because it was too tall, sitting too tall for this hood. So we're gonna have to figure something else out there. But now there are inner fenders up front. They're not totally scale accurate, but they are good for the C-Max chassis, and they do a great job of enclosing that Mr. Comedy motor. So we're gonna go with it. Some things, obviously lots of things still need to happen on that engine bay, but it's a start. Anything good takes time. I think that's sort of the point I'd like to make with all of these builds. They don't happen overnight. Even the Earth Roamer, a fairly simple build, took a long time. And now that that's done, we still need to do a running video on that, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Okay, I think that's probably it for CUCV. It definitely looks much better than it did with sort of the mismatched wheels and tires and shoddy body work. It's really coming together nicely, and I'm excited about this. Do need to still print the bumpers. Mod 19 also makes an appropriate rear bumper for a CUCV. I think he also redid the front bumper too, which I think is more accurate as well. We are going to need to build a nice metal front cage style push bumper, so that's going to be fun to do. And looks like we've got the body mount, chassis mount to do it. That's going to sit there. That's going to be perfect, actually. That's going to be a great place to sit that. So yeah, lots of little bits and pieces coming along here, but feeling pretty good about the overall progress of this CUCV. I cannot wait to see what Richard is doing with his. Turks and Jerps is also building one. He's got the fortune of having a full-size CUCV in his driveway. So he can go outside and go, I don't know how to do that. He actually helped me out because the back of this cab actually is rounded and not a straight edge. And he helped me with that. So I did all the sanding on that, cleaned that up, and now it's nice and round as opposed to the squareness of the back of the bed. So looking good. Okay, I think that's going to do it for this one. Let's get something else up here. Probably not nearly as interesting. I've finally got these Open Country Toyo RT tires mounted up on some, what are these? These are Methods, I believe. I have no idea. I can't remember if they're Methods or KMCs. I think they're KMCs. If you know, put a comment down below and tell me what they are. But they look fantastic all mounted up on this wheel. I'm really, really pleased with the look of this tire. This is the new Proline Open Country. It's a 4.45 inch tall tire, so it's a little under that 475 Class 2 limit. But I think it actually looks quite good. It's much more scale accurate when it's not as tall. Great looking pattern on the tire. It's a really nice looking tire, and I'm just trying to find a home for it. I don't know what build to put these tires on, so if you have a suggestion, again, put it down below. I love reading through your feedback. That's going to be a common theme, I think, throughout this video. But yeah, very cool looking tire. Definitely get a set of those. I'll put a link down below, just like I will with all the products from today. Okay. Moving on, we're taking the TRX4, this time the TRX4 High Trail, which started as the Cheyenne K10 and made it into a mud truck. And right off the bat, there's been a couple of changes since the last time you saw this in the review video. Namely the J-Concepts Fling King Monster Truck tires. These are hilariously huge and way bigger than I thought they were going to be. To be fair, this was really only sort of a gag. I never really intended to actually use them as a mud truck tire and wheel combo, but I really do kind of like the look. And if you've noticed the theme here, this was sort of a comical take on a mud truck. And of course, I've got, where are they? The regular Fling Kings here. These are the 2.6 Fling Kings and much more suited to what we'll actually be doing, which is running it in the mud. For the time being, here it is in all of its glory. This is the High Trail edition of the TRX4, a very nice looking truck. If you watch the review video, which I will link to right up here so you can go check that out. This is the TRX4 with the TRX4 lift kit pre-installed. You also get the 110mm shocks and this awesome looking body. I've added some decals to remind you of something else, maybe from your own past. I've also added this huge blower on the front to sort of help complete that look. I don't remember where that came from. It was in my parts bin. I was like, yes, that is going to definitely make this look even more comical than it already did. I love it. I think it looks great. I've also added the Traxxas winch compatible bumper for the Chevy Blazer. This also works on the K10 because it's basically the same front clip. The Traxxas winch is wired up and powered and running perfectly. They all come with this little tiny remote, which is wireless, and it's a great winch. I've used it a bunch on the Bronco right behind me there. In fact, you might recognize that Bronco and that winch from a certain Traxxas video. I'm just saying, it may have been me who shot it. But yeah, great looking bumper, nice kind of more aggressive look for the mud truck style that I was going for. I've also cleared the windows, and I used the same technique that I used on the Earth Roamer, and that's using Tamiya polycarbonate body cleaner. and some elbow grease. It does still require a fair bit of effort to get the paint layers off, but it does work very well. For some reason, on this particular body, still a little bit of fogginess going on there. Can't see through them entirely. If it's wet, you can definitely see through. So I think it's just a matter of potentially spraying some gloss clear on the inside, and it may actually clear those windows up significantly. Haven't tried it yet, may leave it, depends on whether or not I get to the point of putting an interior in this truck at all. Speaking of interiors, there are a few options out there that you can get. I'll be sure to put a link down below, along with all the other products that I've added to this truck to make it look like it does now. It's hilarious. I'll put all those links down below so you can grab those things and do the same thing that I've done, if you want to. I don't know why you would. Final note on those windows there, I did trim around the existing stickers, so I still had some of the elements of chrome trim to kind of make it feel more like a cleared out window rather than just completely clear. And that was super easy to do. Just use my number 11 hobby blade, a fresh one, I might add, to give you a nice precise cut. And I think that turned out really good. That front bumper with the winch is 8867 if you're interested in picking one of those up. I also added to that front bumper an aluminum fairlead, which is 8870A. I thought that was a nice little touch. That Pro Scale winch is available separately and has everything you need to get you started. Double check which bumper you're going to be adding it to. You may need some additional hardware. I also added a full light kit, and this is a pretty great light kit. Let's get it plugged in here so you can see what I'm talking about. Man, I love that come hither motion. We've got the headlights, of course, and the marker lights on the sides there as well, and some pretty convincing tail lights as well. Now you may notice there's also a set of rock lights installed here too, and this is the Traxxas kit as well. There are still 2 spots on each fender for rock lights. You're not going to lose any options for lighting with this clip-free body. It actually works out really well, and if I can, as you can see, 2 sets of rock lights on each fender. It does add an awful lot of brightness underneath the truck, and since this is a lifted mud truck, why not put all those lights on there? I think they look fantastic. Obviously, we've got these giant Fling King monster truck tires on here, and I should show you how I've managed to get these on here, because these are, after all, a 17mm hex designed for monster trucks. So let's get one off and I'll show you how I did that. Okay, so there are a few things here at play in order to make these mud tires work. These are monster truck tires, not designed for a trail truck, even a lifted one. So what I've got here is a 12mm hex extender on the end of the axle stub. This is from Hot Racing, I do believe. I did have to drill it out in order to accept that Traxxas axle stub. These are a little bit thicker, beefier, for your pleasure. And adding this gives us the right offset. Now on the actual tire and wheel combo itself, on the back here you can see there is a 12mm to 17mm hex adapter. That's also from Hot Racing. There it is on the front. You can see that all it's doing is basically holding the tire and wheel combo in place. And then I just attach it to this 12mm hex extender and run a nice big bolt through it, keeping everything in place. That's all there is to it for that. Just torque that on really well. You probably could use some Loctite if this was going to be the combo that you were going to stick with. I obviously am not. This is just to see how this even works. We'll be going to the standard Fling King with a typical 12mm hex. Now each bag of these Dragon wheels, they are J-Concepts wheels designed for the Fling King tire. They come with a bunch of different offsets for all kinds of different purposes, for all kinds of different widths that you might want. This, I think, is the medium one. It gives you a 25mm offset. But these will go on once we've been out in the field and actually tested how this truck works. Traxxas certainly made it easy to make a mud truck conversion with the High Trail K10. The great thing about it is that lift kit is already installed from the factory. You get the higher 110mm shocks, giving you plenty of clearance, almost enough clearance for tires this big. And there really isn't much else to change. I did, of course, add a bit more power and a lot more steering power because these are fantastically huge wheels and tires, a lot of rotating mass, and you are going to find that you will need some more steering. Ultimately, though, I'm very happy with how this truck turned out. I think it's important that we go outside and give it a test. But if you do decide to do a mud truck similar to this with these large offset monster truck tires, be sure to tape the breather hole on the back of them. They will fill up with water and you do not want that. So be sure to tape that over before you go out in any kind of wet conditions. The foams will get ruined if you leave that breather hole open and you're going to be running it in deep water. That's your tip of the day from the Scale Builders Guild. After ruining your truck in the mud, I highly recommend picking up the TRX4 stainless steel hardware kit. Replace all those rusty bits and pieces with stainless hardware. They come in really handy, believe me. Before we get this thing muddy though, I think we need a few nice beauty shots on the bench because it's never going to look like this again. What do you think? Should we put an interior in this truck even though these windows are a little bit cloudy? Is it worth the trouble, or is this just more of a caricature, a cartoon version of a mud truck, not really based in scale realism reality? Put a comment down below. You know I love reading through your feedback, and I try to answer as many of them as I can. If I don't answer them, Rebecca does. And if you're enjoying this video and you like seeing mud trucks and you like seeing things being made into things that maybe weren't totally intended, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get updates anytime there's a new video from the Scale Builders Guild, of which there will be many. I have a feeling it's going to be a busy fall around here. And I think that's going to do it for this episode of What's on the Bench, episode 10 of the What's on the Bench weekly series. I do feel like I've hit a stride with this, and it's really starting to come together. I really appreciate everybody watching and all the feedback that I've gotten on this weekly format. I'm really enjoying it. I really am. And I hope you are too. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week.